こんにちは。今日は慈悲についてお話しいたします。
Good day. I would like to talk about compassion today.
慈悲とは、苦しみ悩んでいる人をとても見捨てておけない、幸せにしてやりたいという心です。
Compassion refers to the desire of seeing people who are suffering that they can't abandon them and want to make them happy.
逆に、無慈悲とは、人が苦しんでいても何とも思わない、人を幸せにしようとは思わない心です。
On the contrary, people without compassion are those who, even if they see someone else is suffering, they don't feel anything or they don't feel like making those people to be happy.
言葉を変えれば、無慈悲な人は自分さえ良ければいいという心で、仏教でこれをガリガリと言います。
In other words, a person without compassion, all they think about is themselves. As long as they are happy, they don't mind what would happen to other people. In Buddhism, this is referred to as gadi gadi, which is a very selfish mindset.
ガリガリの心だと人を不幸にし、自分も不幸になります。
The mind of gadi gadi not only making others unhappy, but in the end, the person, he himself, will become unhappy too.
こんな話があります。
There is such a story.
あるところに1台で100億円のお金を貯めた男がいました。
There was a man who saved 10 billion yen in just by himself.
この男が臨終を迎え、家族を集めてこう遺言しました。
This man, at his death, on his deathbed, he gathered all his family and made a will.
長男に50億、次男に30億、妻に20億と家を与える。
He gave his eldest son 5 billion, his second son 3 billion, and his wife 2 billion and a mansion.
すると突然、長男が泣き出したのです。
And suddenly his eldest son started to crying.
お前、分け前に不足でもあるのかと男が言うと、長男はこう答えました。
The man asked the eldest son, "Are you not satisfied with your share?" And the eldest son replied,
いいえ、不足はお父さんにあります。人がお父さんのことを金の鬼、金の鬼と言っていることをご存じないのですか。
"No, those who's not satisfied is that you. Don't you know that everyone giving you a nickname calling you the monster of gold, the monster of gold?"
氷菓子をしていたから知っている。利子が高いと文句を言うなら借りねばよいのだ。
I know because I was a usury. If you think that the interest is high, then you shouldn't have borrowed it.
銀行から借りれないほど貧しいから皆お父さんから泣く泣く借りているのです。少しは利子を安くしてやるのが優しさではありませんか。
Those people who come to borrow money from dad, they are because they can't get money from the bank. That is why they have no choice, but they come crying and borrow money from you. Don't you think it's better to lower the interest and be kind to those who have no money?
そんなことしたらわしが生きられんわい。
If I do that, I won't be able to live.
しかし考えてみてください。こうして大金を私たちに残してくださっても、恨みと呪いの業だけはお父さんが一人抱えていかねばならないのですよ。
But think about it. Even if you leave us a lot of money in this way, Father, you will carry only the resentment and curse along with you.
しばらく考えていた金の鬼。ああ、わしは自分のことを抜け目のない人間だと思っていたが、一番大事なことが抜けていたのかと 泣いて死んでいったと言います。
So this monster of goat thinking this for a while, and then he said, "Oh, I thought I was a very savvy person, but actually I am the one who is missing the most important thing." And he said this out loud and cried, and in the end he died.
慈悲の心は思いやりの心です。
The mind of compassion is the mind of thinking others.
この心があれば必ず言葉に出したり実行したりするようになります。
If you have this mind, it will surely appear through your words and actions.
優しい言葉をかけるとか親切をするなどです。
In other words, you will use very kind words and you will show your kindness through your actions.
このように人を幸せにする行為を利他と言います。
Like this, these actions that would make others become happy is referred to as the actions of benefiting others.
利他の行いをすれば必ず自分も幸せになれるとブッダは教えています。
In Buddhism, it is taught that if you do the act of benefiting others, you yourself will become happy too.
これを自利利他と言います。自利とは自分が幸せになること。利他とは人を幸せにすることです。
And this is referred to as benefiting oneself. Benefiting oneself means you yourself will become happy, and benefiting others refers to others will become happy.
お釈迦様が生きておられた時代、両親がいない少女サーヤがぎっこどく長者という金持ちのところで働いていました。
When Shakyamuni Buddha was alive, there was an orphan girl named Saya. She was taken by a rich man and she worked in the rich man's place.
赤ん坊の世話と食器洗いが彼女の仕事です。
Her main job is to take care of babies and washing dishes.
ある日、サーヤちゃんは楽しそうに歩いている親子を見て、とても羨ましく感じました。
One day, Saya, when she saw a child was having fun walking with her parents, they seemed to be very happy.
自分には温かく抱きしめてくれるお母さんがいないと思うと、さやちゃんは悲しくなって道に座り込み、大声で泣いてしまいました。
Thinking about her mother and her mother's heart, and her mother is no longer in the world, Saya felt very sad and she sat down on the roadside and started crying loudly.
そこを通りかかった僧侶が、どうしたんだいと優しく声をかけました。
A monk passed by and asked Saya what happened with a very kind words.
さやちゃんは優しい目をした僧侶に両親を亡くした寂しさを伝えました。
Saya, looking in the eyes of the very kind monk, tell the monk that she feels very lonely because her parents is no longer in the world.
僧侶はさやちゃんの言葉と悲しみをしっかりと受け止めました。
And the monk listened to Saya's words and received all her sadness.
どうすれば寂しい心がなくなるのと尋ねるさやちゃんに、僧侶は仏様のお話を聞くといいよと勧めました。
And Saya asked the monk, "How can I get rid of that lonely heart, the lonely mind?" And the monk advised Saya, "You can come and listen to Shakyamuni Buddha's teaching."
さやちゃんはとても喜んで、お釈迦様のご説法を聞くようになりました。
And Saya was overjoyed and she began to listen to Shakyamuni Buddha's preaching.
ある日のこと、 夕食を終えたぎっこ読長者が庭を散歩していると、さやちゃんが、ほら、ご飯だよ。ゆっくりお食べ。ほら、お茶だよ。と、水を草にかけているのを見つけました。
One day after dinner, Anantapatinka, he was walking in the garden and he saw Saya brought a big tub. And she said, "Hey, here, there's rice. Please come and eat. And there's tea too." And then she started pouring the water on the grass.
さやちゃん、何してるんだいとぎっこ読長者が尋ねると、はい、茶碗を洗った水を草や虫さんたちに施しているんです。と答えました。
"What are you doing?" asked Anantapatinka. And then Saya said, "Yes, I use this water which I use to wash these dishes to pour it to give it to the grass and to the insects."
そうだったのか。でも、施すという難しい言葉を誰に教えてもらったの？
I see. The word give or donate is such a difficult word. Where did you learn it from?
はい、お釈迦様にです。毎日少しでも良いことをするように心がけなさい。悪いことをしてはいけませんよ。と教えていただきました。
Yes, I learned it from Shakyamuni Buddha. Every day I should try to do good things and not to do bad things.
禅の中でも一番大切なのは伏せだそうです。
And the most important among the good deeds is referred to as fuse or donate or show kindness.
貧しい人や困っている人を助けるためにお金や物を施したり、仏の教えを多くの人に伝えるために努力したりすることを伏せというと教えてもらいました。
I learned from Shakyamuni Buddha that it means fuse or donation means to give money or things to help those who are poor or in need, or to do your best to convey the teachings of Buddhism to many people.
私は何も持っていませんから、ご飯粒のついたお茶碗をよく洗って、せめてその水を草や虫たちにやろうと思ったのです。
I have nothing, so I thought I could work very hard on washing the dishes clean and use this water that has this rice remained to give it to the grass and insects.
さやちゃんの話に感心して、ぎっこ読長者はこう言いました。
After hearing the story from Saya, Anantapatinka said this.
さやちゃんはそんな良いお話を聞いてきたのか。よろしい。お釈迦様のご説法がある日は、仕事をしなくてもいいから、朝から行ってよく聞いてきなさい。
I see. So, Saya, you heard such a good teachings. All right then. On a day whenever Shakyamuni Buddha gave preaching, you don't have to work. Go there and listen to the teachings carefully.
それを聞いて、さやちゃんはとても喜び、ますます熱心に仏法を聞くようになりました。
After hearing that, Saya became very happy and she became more and more dedicated on listening to the teachings of Buddhism.
それから何日かして、ぎっこ読長者は、さやちゃんが急に明るくなったことに気づきました。
After a few days, Anantapatinka realized that Saya suddenly became even brighter.
ついこの前まで親がいないことで泣いていたのに、とても楽しそうに働いています。
Few days ago, Saya seems to be very sad because she lost her parents, but now she seems to be very happy working.
何かあったのかと思ったぎっこ読長者は、さやちゃんを呼んで、さやちゃん、最近いつもニコニコしてるけど、何か良いことがあったのかな と聞きました。
So Anantapatinka thought that probably something had happened to Saya, so he called Saya. Saya, did anything good happen to you? You seem to be very bright and happy lately.
さやちゃんは目を輝かせて答えました。
And Saya, she replied to Anantapatinka with eyes full of brightness.
私のようにお金や財産がない人でも思いやりの心さえあれば施しができるとお釈迦様は教えてくださったのです。
I actually learned from Shakyamuni Buddha that even a person like me who has no money or property can actually do the act of giving. And this is what I've learned from Shakyamuni Buddha.
私にもできる不正があったと分かって嬉しくって実行していたのです。その施しとは笑顔と優しい言葉です。
I'm very glad to know that I am able to do the act of giving. And because of that, I am now actually putting it into practice. And that act of giving is to show smile and talk with kind words.
ふーん、ニコニコしていることはそんなにいいことなのかいとぎっこ読長者が尋ねます。
A bright and gentle smile, is that such a good thing? Anantapatinka asked Saya.
はい。暗く悲しそうな顔をしていると周りの人も辛くなるし、自分も惨めな気持ちになります。
Yes, a dark and sad face makes people around me feel miserable, and it makes me feel miserable too.
苦しくてもにっこり笑うと気持ちが和らいできます。周りの人の心も明るくなります。
Even if it's painful, a smile can actually ease my feelings. It can also brighten the heart of those around me.
いつもニコニコしようと決心したら、親がいないことや辛いと思っていたことがだんだん辛くなくなってきました。
When I decided to smile, the fact that I lost my parents and I thought it was painful now become less and less painful.
泣きたい時もにっこり笑ってみると気持ちが落ち着いてくるんです。
Even when I wanted to cry, when I smiled, I can feel a peace of mind and I can calm down.
それを聞いたぎっこ読長者はじーんと感動しました。
And Anantapatinka, after hearing what Saya said, he was very touched.
さやちゃん、そんなにいい話、私も聞きたくなった。今度私もお釈迦様のところへ連れて行っておくれ。
Saya, after hearing what you said, I am very touched too. So perhaps on the next time when you go to listen to Shakyamuni Buddha's preaching, please bring me along.
こうして仏法を聞くようになったぎっこ読長者は、後に祇園精舎という立派な寺を布施する人になったのです。
Like this, Anantapatinka started to listen to Buddhism because of Saya, and later he was the person who built Jetavana, which is one of the greatest Buddhist temple.
この祇園精舎では、お釈迦様が阿弥陀経などの有名な説法をなされています。
Jetavana is a temple where Shakyamuni Buddha gave a lot of sermon, and these famous sutras were actually taught there. Say, for example, like Amida Sutra were actually taught there.
このように笑顔をするのも素晴らしい布施行です。
Like this, smile, giving a smile is also a very wonderful giving, an act of giving.
私に何かしてくれる人には笑顔をするけれど、何もしてくれない人には笑顔する必要はないと考える人もあります。
Some people would think in such way that I will give a smile if someone do something to me. I don't need to smile to anyone if someone else don't do anything to me.
しかし、笑顔の方が相手は嬉しいだろうな。笑顔がないと相手は寂しい思いをするだろうなと思って、いつも笑顔の人もあります。
However, there are people who think a smile would make other person happy. Without a smile, the person would also feel lonely.
どちらの人がより愛され、幸せになれるでしょう。
So which type of person will be loved and be happier?
また、困っている人がいた場合、そんな人に関わると自分の時間がもったいないと思い、見て見ぬふりをする人があります。
Also, there are people who think if they encounter a person who is in trouble, if they get involved, their time will be wasted. So they rather pretend not to see it.
逆に、困っている人に優しく声をかける人もあります。
On the contrary, there are some people who will talk kindly to people in need.
たとえ、その人の役に立てなかったとしても、優しい声をかけたということ自体が、相手の心に安らぎを与え、元気を与えるので、素晴らしい行いです。
Even if he didn't really help the person, but through giving gentle words and talking in a gentle heart, that will give a peace of mind and energy to the person is a great deed.
賞状やトロフィーをもらうようなことだけが良い行いではありません。
The act the act of receiving a medal or trophy is not the only good act.
日常生活の中でできる良い行いはたくさんあります。
There are many good deeds of which you can do in your daily life.
毎日、慈悲の心を持って利他の行いをするか、毎日、自分のことしか考えず、ガリガリの日々を送るかで、人生はものすごく変わります。
Every day, whether you hold a mind of compassion and do the act of benefiting others, or every day all you think about is only yourself and do a very selfish act, your whole life would have a huge difference.
人生の幸、不幸は、日々の行いによって決まるからです。
Life changes tremendously depending on whether you spend your days without thinking.
慈悲の心を持ち、笑顔や優しい言葉などで、できるところから伏せの行いをしていきましょう。
So let us have the mind of compassion, always smile to others and talk to others with gentle words. Start from the giving, which we can practice on our daily lives.
それではまたお会いいたしましょう。
So let us meet again.
チャンネル登録いたしますと、最新情報、ライブ情報なども届きます。私のモチベーションアップにもなりますので、こちらのハスを押してください。それではまた。